Hey everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is going to be a little bit different from my videos that I've been doing. We're actually going to go into Illustrator. I'm actually going to give you a couple tips because I thought it would be fun to kind of show you at least my process on how I go about making stickers. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. The first thing is I already made up the sketch, put it into the computer. Here it is, and I started doing the forms or the shapes and building them up to the simplest degree. The trick with doing stickers and kind of any Illustrator file is to kind of make it as simple as possible. If we go up and you can kind of see the bounding box that it had. One thing I decided to do later is kind of add a little bit more detail, including my logo and the crown and colors. I decided on this blue tip that I actually have with colors because personally I kind of struggle with colors a little bit. If you select one of the colors in here and go into your color guide, which if you ever wonder where you can find all these widgets, and like for example the Pathfinder Align tool, you can always go up to Windows and you can kind of see where you can get, and you can just click on it. But if you go to color guide, you can go ahead and select a bunch of different colors. For example, if I decided to change this tongue to a color that suits the pink yellow a little bit better, it will actually help you kind of create a color guide. But the goal of the video is to kind of show you how to create the mark or the border around for the die cut. And I just noticed this is not right. I don't know why. Yeah. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and fix this real quick. But I want to make an outline around the crown that's about 1 point, give or take. That should be 2. 2 is good. But the first thing I want to do is create a layer to kind of show you guys what my process is. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to select everything, group it together with Control G. This will allow everything to be grouped together. And I'm going to make a second copy on the same layer. So if I hit Control C, Control F, this will make a copy that's in the exact position. Now, this is where it gets fun. So I'm actually going to hide the bottom layer so you can kind of see what I'm going to do, because technically you should be doing this on the bottom layer. However, for benefit of it, I'm going to show you what to do on top, and then I'm just going to move the layers down. So what I'm going to do, making sure everything is selected, I'm going to actually go to Object and hit Path, Offset Path. This will do everything that you need to do. Now, rule of thumb when you're doing a bunch of these things. So if you notice how it kind of did everything, that usually means that the group wasn't selected right. So gotta do that. And what I'm gonna do is actually hit the Pathfinder tool and hit this one, Unite. This will unite everything together so you get a nice little border around. Now you think that would be done, however, it doesn't actually outline the whole thing. What you want to do next is hit Object, Path, Offset Path. This will bring up this, and you see how everything's a little bit more smooth. Rule of thumb is 0.1389 inches. This is about 1/16 of an inch, and this is kind of more or less the typical norm of a sticker. I like to round it off just to kind of add a little bit of softness to it. But for the most part, I mean, you can go ahead and hit meter, you can hit bevel, you can hit rounded like me, and you can just pick something that you feel comfortable with and works well with your design, I think is kind of the rule of thumb. Now, because everything looks all separated and I still have everything selected, all I'm going to do is go into my favorite tool real quick and just hit the shape builder. All I'm gonna do is just go like that. It will show up as this still because it is taking an outline of the actual group. All I'm gonna do, boop, hit it, and boom, you have an outline for the die cut for your sticker. And what you can do with this every single time is just build up a bunch of them so you can let the printer know, hey, this is how I want to do things. And yeah, you can just hit copy and paste the whole time, and boom, you have your stickers, and you can just keep going. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I know this video is a little bit different from what I was doing. However, I want to get more into this. In fact, I'm planning a little something that will hopefully be a little bit of a series of building a brand from start to finish, and how you can do it yourself without actually being hired. There's a lot of resources out there that can help build up a portfolio, because I'll get into that a little bit more hopefully later in the future, just to actually get some jobs. But for the most part, this is just starting out, and I'm just gonna walk you through my process on from start to finish, building a brand. But hope you enjoyed this video. This is kind of something that took me a while to kind of figure out in terms of starting out, and I like building stickers. I think stickers is a great starting point to build up your design and possibly like get your word of mouth out there. But I tried making it as simple as possible, and this is just a process that I find really helpful and very simple to use. So thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. You guys have a good day, and design away.